All right, this is part two of, if you watched part one, this is where we left off, where we had a program that repeats over and over, changing to between two different colors every half second. All right, in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about control structures. And so I want to add some stuff to this exact same piece of code. If you have exactly what I have, then I'm going to refer to line numbers of code. For instance, like line 5 or line 6, line 7. And so if you keep it exactly the way I have it, it'll be a little easier for you to follow in the video because of the line number. Okay, so I'm just going to go to line 5. I'm going to make sure I'm on this side of the curly brace and then push enter once. I'm going to put in another while statement, and I'm going to put while true. Okay, that way it runs, I'm sorry, not while true. Well, yeah, let's just see what happens. So if I put while true, and then the curly brace like this, and I'm just going to put nothing in here, slash, slash. Those things that are in green, those are just comments. Those are for the humans to understand what's going on in the code. So if I said while true and then nothing happens, that means it's going to loop this over and over, see nothing over and over and over and over and over. So it's never going to move on to this second part of the code. All right, so since it never moves on to this second part, that's not good. So what we want to do is we want to say while the button is not being pressed, because the touch LED is not just a color, it's not just a light, it's a touch LED, so you can touch it, it's a button. So what I want to do is I want to make the program wait and do nothing until the touch LED is pressed. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to say I need to get the value of that touch LED. So the value means is it pressed or is it not pressed? And you'll see over here under sensors, touch LED sensor, you'll see it says get touch LED value. All right, so right here I'm going to type get touch LED value. And I need to tell it what touch LED, because I could have more than one. All right, and then I'm going to say while it is equal to 0. Now, in programming, if you're trying to compare something, you're going to want to put equals equals. So since this is either 1 or 0, since the touch LED can only be either 1 or 0. 1 is when it's pressed, and 0 is when it's not pressed. So you're saying while the touch LED is not pressed, you want it to do nothing, right? And you don't actually need this right here. There's nothing in there, it'll do nothing. I just put that there for me so I know what it's doing and what my programming code is for up here. So go ahead and pause the video and try this, and let's just make sure it works. As soon as you start the program, it should do nothing, and then when you push the touch LED, then it should move on to the next part of the code, which is where it will get into this while statement, where it goes back around and around and around, just changing between the different colors. So go ahead and pause and give that a try right now. Okay, I hope we were successful with that. Now I want to do something a little different. I still want the program to wait until I push the button, but I don't want it to flash anymore. What I want it to do is to turn green when I'm pressing the button, but otherwise I want it to be red. So when I'm pressing the button, I want it to be red. All right, so the way that I could do that is using an if statement. You say if, and again we're going to put in a condition, get touch LED value of light 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so when it is equal to, if it is equal to 1, then I want it to set the touch LED color of light 1 to color green. All right, and that's it. Okay, now what I can say is else I want it to, and I don't need these weights in here, so I'm going to get rid of them. Okay, so that means if it's not. Else means if it's not. Okay, so else, turn it, and I'm going to click fix formatting up here. Fix formatting will rearrange your code to make more sense to you. All right, so what's happening here is everything inside of this right here is running over and over and over again. So we had the whole task is all of this, everything inside of here. And then inside of that we have this first while statement, which is right here. Anything that happened, or as long as the button is not pressed, nothing's going to happen. But that's only going to happen once, because once it jumps out of this, once you push that button, it'll jump to this while statement, and it says true. So this while statement is going to run forever. It's never going to stop unless you stop the program. Okay, and so everything in between these two curly braces is going to run for, and everything in between these two curly braces is going to run forever. All right, and so the first thing it's going to do is evaluate. It's going to check the value of light 1 and see, is the button pressed? If it's yes, it's pressed, then it's going to turn it to green. Or else, basically, if it's not pressed, or else, it's going to set it to red. Now, it's going to go right back and check again. Immediately, it's going to check again. If it's touched, it's going to set it green. If not, it'll set it red. And so if you never touch it, it's just going to keep going through and say, oh, red, oh, red. And then all of a sudden you touch it, it's going to go, oh, it's touched. And so now I'm going to change it to green. All right, so go ahead and give that a shot. This is a great example of an if-else statement. It's checking the value of a button, and based on the value of that button, making something else happen. You could have this right here as running a motor instead of setting the touch LED to a color. You could have that doing all kinds of things, flashing a light instead of just setting it one color. You could have it play a sound. You could have it play a note. And you can have multiple if statements, and we'll go over that in a little bit. Okay, so go ahead and give that a shot, and I'll probably have another video here shortly. Thanks so much.